8 ways to eliminate dependency. Develop your own declaration of independence, declaring your desire to act independently in your dealings with others, completely eliminating domination by anyone but not excluding the necessary compromises. I, the declarant for the purpose of establishing more perfect human relations, do hereby solemnly declare, I am. Talk to the people on whom you are psychologically dependent. Tell them the purpose of your independent behavior and explain how you feel when you act out of obligation. This is an effective way to begin to eliminate dependency, since others may not even know how you feel about being in a submissive position. Set a goal of living effectively for 5 minutes and determine how you will deal with people who dominate you during that time. When you don't want to go against your will, reply, "No, I don't want to do that," and see how the other person reacts to your response. When you feel confident enough, have a heart-to-heart talk with the dominant person, explaining that you sometimes feel dominated and sometimes forced to submit. Then tell him that you would like to show him how you feel in the future through a gesture, for example, by touching your ear or tilting your mouth. Whenever you feel psychologically dominated, tell the person how you feel and then try to act accordingly. Your parents, loved ones, friends, superiors, children, or others will often disapprove of certain behaviors, but this does not affect your value in any way. It is a fact of life that no matter what the circumstances are, you will always cause resentment in some people. If you are prepared for this, you will not be worried or overwhelmed, and you will be able to break free from the chains of emotional dependence that bind you. If you are inert for the dominant person, parent, lover, superior, or child, you will still be dominated, even if you consciously avoid them. If you feel compelled to visit someone out of obligation, ask yourself if you would be willing to have someone visit you if they were in that state of mind. If you don't, then do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Talk to these people and make them realize that mere obligatory interactions are beneath human dignity. Resolve to stop playing a submissive role and take on a voluntary job. Read a book, hire a babysitter to look after the baby, or find a job that doesn't pay very well. Why? Because it's worth the time and money it takes to improve your self-esteem. Insist on financial independence with no strings attached, and don't ask anyone for money. If you have to ask someone for money, you become a slave. Don't continue to dictate and control others. Don't continue to be submissive. Recognize your desire to remain private and not have to tell someone everything you think and experience. You are unique and different and deserve your own secrets. If you have to tell someone everything, you have no choice and are not independent. Let your child organize his own room. Give him a place at his disposal and do with it what he pleases, as long as it does not affect his health. Psychologically, it doesn't matter whether your child folds his quilt or not, even though you may not think so. Don't always accompany your partner at parties, and don't be obliged to do so. Don't stay with your partner all the time at the party, and don't keep him company out of obligation. Go off and talk to someone else, and then come back together after the party. In this way, you will multiply your knowledge and experience. If you want to watch a movie and your partner wants to play tennis, then split up and play your own games. Spend more time apart so that your time together will be happier and more fulfilling. Don't always go with your partner. Go on a short trip alone or with a couple of friends. This way, when you return from the trip, you will like your partner more and value your right to be on your own. You are not obligated to make others happy. Others will seek relief and pleasure. You can take real pleasure in the company of others, but if you feel obliged to make them happy, you lose your independence and become sad when they are unhappy. Worse still, you will think that you have made them unhappy. You are responsible for your own feelings, and this is true of everyone without exception. No one can control your emotions except you. Don't forget is not a reason to do anything. It is true that you have always obeyed others, but you cannot continue to be dominated by them. The essence of true life is independence. Therefore, a happy marital relationship is one in which the lowest degree of integration is combined with the highest degree of autonomy and independence. You may be terrified of breaking out of a relationship of dependence, but ask the people you are mentally dependent on And you'll be surprised to learn that it is the people who have the courage to think and act independently who they admire the most. It's funny. If you are independent, people will respect you, especially those who are trying to dominate you. Dependency is like a bird's nest, and it's a great place to raise your chicks. However, when the bird gets big, it has to fly away, and it is wonderful to fly away from the nest to live on its own. Not only will the bird be happy when it flies away, but so will the mother who watches it fly away.